Welcome to Study Sprint. Today we're going to be going through the topic of dividing decimals. So our first question is 8.52 divided by 4. So in this case, 8.52 is our dividend and 4 is our divisor. So when dividing decimals, we have to ask ourselves if our divisor is a whole number or not. So 4 is a whole number. So I'm going to put my numbers under the dividing bar. So 4 goes outside, 8.52 will go inside. 4 times 2 is 8. So that gives me a 0. This division sign here goes right up. Now 5 comes down. 4 times 1 is 4. We're taking 4 because that is the lowest multiple of 4 that is less than 5. Now I'm going to bring down 2. 4 times 3 is 12. So that gives me 0. So that means that my answer for this question is 2.13. My next question is 1.56 divided by 0.2. Again, I need to check if my divisor is a whole number or not. So right now 0.2 is a decimal, it's not a whole number. So I have to change it, I have to convert it into a whole number. So I can do that by multiplying 0.2 by 10 because this decimal place has to move one place. That has to move one place ahead to make it 2. So that means I'm multiplying this by 10 to give me 2. That means I have to do the same with 1.56. I'm going to multiply it by 10, which will make it 15.6. And now I'm going to put these numbers under my dividing bar. Oh, that's too small. So 2 goes outside, 15.6 goes inside. 2 times 7 is 14. That gives me 1. This decimal point has to go right up on top of this decimal point. Then the 6 comes down. 2 times 8 is 16. That leaves me with 0. So that means that my answer for this question is 7.8. My next question is 0.039 divided by 0.06. Again, I need to move my decimal point 2 spaces ahead. That means multiplying by 100. That will give me 6. I'm going to do the same with this decimal. I'm going to move it 2 times, multiplying by 100. That will give me 3.9. Now I'm going to put these numbers under my dividing bar. So 6 will go outside, 3.9 will go inside. Now 6 times 0, my first number is 3, which is less than 6. So I have to multiply 6 times 0 to put a 0 right here. That will give me 3. This decimal point will go right up. Then this 9 will come down. Now I'm going to divide 39 by 6. Now 39 does not divide fully by 6, but 6 times 6 does give me 36. So that leaves me with 3 here. Now, because I need to have a 0 right down, so what I can do is, after I've already put my decimal point, I can't add zeros over here. So I'd add 1 0 to make it 30, and now 30 is greater than 6. So 6 times 5 is 30. And that makes the solution 0. So my answer for this question is going to be 0.65. My next question is 108 divided by 0.4. So in this case, my dividend is not a decimal, my dividend is a whole number, but my divisor, which is 0.4, is a decimal. So I need to multiply 0.4 by 10 to give me a whole number, which will give me 4. But then I also have to do that with 0.8. I have to multiply 0.8 by 10. That will give me 1080. So 1080, or you could say 1080. But what this does is this makes my dividend, the number that I'm dividing, larger instead of small. Yeah, it makes it larger. So that basically means I have to do more division. So what I can do is I leave this 0 out for now. I won't write it in my dividing bar. So I'm going to write 4 outside, and I'm going to write 108 inside. I can only do that when I'm multiplying by a power of 10 because I need to make my divisor a whole number. I can only do this with that 0. I cannot do this with any other zeros. So 4 times 2 is 8. That leaves me 0. 8 comes down. 28 divided by 4. 28 divided by 4 gives me 7. So that gives 28. I'm subtracting it. Oh, that gives me 0. So my answer for 108 divided by 4 is 27. But now at this stage, after I've done my division, I'm going to bring the 0 down. So my answer is going to be 270, not only 27. My next question is 20.16 divided by 0.007. And I have to move this decimal point 3 times ahead. That means I'm multiplying by 1000, which will give me 7. I'm going to do the same with this, move it 1, 2, 3 times. But you can see that the third time I don't have any number. That means it's adding a 0 to the number. So timesing it by 1000 will equal to adding a 0 to it. So 20,160. Again, I can leave this 0 out because I multiplied. This 0 has come from multiplying with a power of 10, which is 1000. So I can leave this out when I'm dividing. So over here I'm going to put 7 and then 2016. 7 times 2 is 14. So 20 minus 14 gives me 6. Then I'm going to bring this 1 down. 7 times 8 is 56. So 61 minus 56 gives us 5. Now the 6 comes down. 7 times 8 again gives us 56, which leaves us with a 0. So that means my answer to 2016 divided by 7 is going to be 288. But now I'm going to add this 0 right here that I left out. So my answer is going to be 2,888. My last question for this video is, a 2.72 meter ribbon is cut into equal pieces of length 0.08 meters. How many pieces will there be? So that tells us that the total meters of the ribbon, the total length of the ribbon is 2.72 meters, and it's equally cut into length of 0.08. Equal pieces over here means that each piece, no matter how many pieces there are, each piece is going to be equals to 0.08. So this is each piece. Now when we know this, that means that what we only have to do is we have to divide the total length of the ribbon from this many meters, because this is how much each piece is. So that means 2.72 dividing by 0.08. Now my divisor is a decimal, so I'm going to times it by 100 because it's moving 2 places, 1, 2. That would leave me with 8. I'm going to do that again, so it's going to move 2 places, times by 100, which will give me 272. Now 272 and 8, I'm going to put this in my dividing bar. So this is my dividing bar right here. 8 goes outside, 272 goes here. If 3s are 24, 3 comes right here, 2 comes down, 8 4s are 32, that leaves me with 0. So that means that how many pieces will there be? Well, that shows us that there will be 34 equal pieces of ribbon. So that was the whole guide for this lesson. I hope that you enjoyed this lesson, and thanks for watching.